Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. How is everybody doing today, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Let's analyze the situation for Bitcoin. Obviously, we're going to take a look at the traditional markets, of course, also. And yeah, guys, let's see some banging levels here. Analyze the higher time frame, the lower time frame to see what is going on, guys. What an absolutely epic day it was yesterday, guys. How epic this was. Everybody was confused from this coin telegraph news that, hey, spot Bitcoin ETF approval, and it was a big fat nothing burger. It was fake. They're probably going to get into trouble, to be honest. But obviously they've lost credibility in the cryptocurrency news space. So anyway, it was just a curious event. Hopefully, I know these kind of events get people absolutely wrecked. I know there was a lot of people shorting. Imagine all of those swing short traders that their strategy is kind of add to their position and stuff like that. Obviously, if you already have over a 10x leverage, shorting from this range, this is already liquidating you. So just imagine the people that are using, 50, 60, 70, 80x leverage, obviously they, there's no chance in doing anything with this wick. So hopefully you guys, the community, and a lot of people obviously, did not lose too much money if they got caught here on this massive rise to the upside. I did get into a short position, but obviously I'm more of a day trade scalper range. I did get stopped out in a short attempt all the way down here, but as soon as we had this rise, there's no, we let it have the rise till we actually get a rejection from those crucial pivot levels, okay, which in this case was the 30,400 range, which was a monthly close and open from back in the summer. So very much aware of that level many weeks ago, but however, you never realize how fast that level can be hit. So it was a moment to just take action, wait for the price action to see where it's going to rise and start rejecting from. And the start of the rejection, oh my goodness, today, what's going on? Started here at 30,400, right? We even wicked all the way up to 30,600 range. So that happened. Now, this has left a big right mess on the chart, guys. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Shall we put some music on? What's going on today? Come on, let's get a bit of music on here in the background. Is the voice good? Smash up the like button, guys. We got a banging show today. We're going to analyze very carefully to see what are the possibilities here on the higher time frame for Bitcoin, also for the lower time frames. As you can see with the thumbnail, I'm having some issues talking today, guys, so I'm going to have to, leave the stream early potentially if I start, with the studying and, just not managing to talk on the live stream. Forgive me. I need to catch some more sleep. But anyway, let's, focus on this scenario like how, I have on this crazy thumbnail, right? And title. This is bad, guys. It can be very bad, obviously. This does look like a potential big, massive head and shoulder structure. Something that we were analyzing also a few weeks ago, saying, hey, we could get a pretty significant rally here to this point of round about 30,400. It was our kind of crucial level where we did have the monthly level. We have a point of control from this consolidation also at that range. When we do take a look at the volume profile, guess what? Where the highest volume node is, well, it's all the way down here, but we do have a high volume node right there, basically, where we were getting rejected, not on the Coinbase chart, not on the spot exchanges, but on the future exchanges. We did hit that level and got the rejection. So, is this the formation of a head and shoulder structure? Is this a distribution event? Of course, there is that scenario that this is a distribution as well, guys. Hang on a second. Let me get my patterns here so I can show you here the potential distribution event that can be happening, on Bitcoin for the next coming days and weeks, right? Is this a planned distribution manipulation from the whales, getting everybody bullish at the very top here, thinking that we are going to create a new yearly high and get that epic crash? I personally, guys, I am bearish in the midterm. I think I am leaning more bearish, whether we do go up to create a new yearly high at $31,000, above $31,000, then that will be that. But overall, I am leaning a little bit bearish. I did catch that, short position a little late, right? It was not a perfect entry, but I'm very patient waiting for the price to actually see the rejection. So my entry point was around about $30,140, patiently waiting for the pullback, because I do not fight the pump, right, or the dump. So I think it's worth having this position open as a swing trade, and the possibility of this being a distribution is very, very possible. When you do take a look at this schematic too, it is a kind of a head and shoulder structure as well. As you can see here, that they get that first rally over here, then creating this fake out. This would be basically this event over here, trying to get above the highs here, but failing miserably. And then getting that pretty decent pullback, and then creating this choppy action in this range that we are currently at, this $28,000 to $29,000 range, where we are going to see here the sign of weakness and the price start rolling down. That is what it's leaning more, guys, and the reason why is because we've had an excellent year, guys. It's been an excellent 2023. Because, hey, at the beginning of this year, we were trading down at $16,000, $17,000. So Bitcoin has done very well during 2023, and obviously when we do see this kind of price action, this ain't a bull flag in my opinion, right? This ain't no kind of bull flag right there. And we're going to pop here to the upside and go to $40,000, at least not in the immediate short mid-term. So I think a lot of people agree, guys, but I think there is a lot of people that are quite leaning bearish, and maybe we could have a surprise pump where basically this has been part of the corrective move already. There is a possible Elliott wave count here going from the ultimate low when we had the crash in November of 2022, the FTX crash, where we do see here these impulsive waves to the upside. Now, definitely a possibility here. I do see this as a flat ABC structure right there. And this, what if this, this would be the ultimate bullish case scenario if we were to start breaking above the 31,800 yearly high. This is the unlikely scenario, but it's definitely a valid count looking at Elliott wave theory, obviously, and this possibly being an ABC flat. So, hey, it's possible. Let's, if we start rallying here, then obviously I would just say, hey, this actually was the correct count. It would be very unusual, but who knows? Bitcoin is here to surprise us. What makes more sense, obviously, is, looking at the 5 waves differently, and actually this being the 5th wave, topping out being a failed breakout, right? And then this is obviously that ABC structure that we are looking for the next coming weeks. That is what makes more sense for me, guys. That's why I'm leaning a little bit bearish more, on Bitcoin in the midterm. Short term, it does look actually quite bullish. We're going to explain why. Usually when we do create these huge, massive wicks, most of the times they are partially filled or not, or basically filled entirely. So we do have the possibility in getting that dead cat bounce, short squeeze rally. Now that we know, this is pure manipulation. When we got the fake news out, spot Bitcoin ETF, lots of market long orders, people very bullish, massive hype. Then we realize it's fake news. Then of course that is bearish. So, obviously after realizing it is a fake news event, you're leaning kind of more bearish, right? So there's a possibility of people being extremely bearish right now, thinking that, this is it. We are going to go to lower levels. However, usually you do feel, part of a massive wick event, right? So you can take a look at any in history, and basically when you do create these massive events and you do get an automatic rally, basically a dead cat bounce in this case from this drop, you can see that you're coming down close to the wick, right? And what makes more sense obviously is to get that kind of automatic rally in the coming days, very much realizing that, hey, we could go to $29,000 or $29,500 in the next coming days. So obviously that would not make me bullish mid-term, but understanding that short term it's a very likely scenario that could happen, right? So we want to take a look at the lower time frames to check here what has happened and also what could potentially happen, most importantly, so you can be ready for the next levels to possibly take a trading decision here on Bitcoin with very good risk management. That is always what we need to have in place are risk management, guys. Every single day when I wake up and I'm looking at the chart, remember, risk management, it is day one. I do not want to get caught in a major loss, or basically having good risk management, right? So rule number one in trading, risk management. Then you can analyze and speculate and do whatever you want. But if you don't have your risk management in place, these are the kind of events that will get you absolutely burned. Let's have a few seconds of silence here for all of those people that got wrecked because it was, I don't know, was it 70-80 million, right, in just a matter of 5 minutes, 70 or 80 million, I can't remember the number right now, of short liquidations. So a few seconds of silence, guys. Amen. And let's go straight through the next scenarios here on Bitcoin. What are the next big major levels to take a look at? I want to go through the comment section, say hello to my beautiful community as always, guys. And if you don't mind, if you haven't smashed up that like button yet, feel free to do so. It definitely helps the channel out. It definitely helps here for this content, this technical analysis, analyzing the market here together with you guys. So you feel free to absolutely destroy that like button here to help me out here on YouTube. So diving in right away, we need to... Pac-Man, Mark Dirch, thank you, my fellow friends, moderators. I can see Pac-Man and Mark Dirch here in the comment section moderating like, insane MFers. Yeah, I could not swear here. So what is next for Bitcoin? Like I said, I'm short-term bullish, guys. Short-term bullish. We need to recognize that we're still trending here to the upside. We're still moving up, guys. We cannot be extremely bearish. We're still in an uptrend here from the last few days. We had this event yesterday, which basically broke the chart. It's a broken chart right now with this movement up. But it does make sense that we could go to higher levels, at least to claim this high, in my opinion. And that is the moment where it's going to get interesting. This is our zone to analyze very, very carefully. The rally can be pretty significant. But this is the zone where I would expect some exhaustion and the possibility of big major short position, guys. For all of those people that missed out on this short, I might get stopped out at break even. I'm not really interested in taking profits. I wanted to make an epic swing short position yesterday, but it happened too fast. I had the Legends community. I did not manage to even change my leverage because my leverage is for scalping and for day trading, basically. And, if you're using high leverage here, you need to be patient for the rejection. So it just had a few minutes and it was just basically being patient to see what happened right there. This is why, this is at a 60x leverage here. And, I should have changed my leverage, done the calculation here for my stop loss, but it happened very, very fast. So I had to go with a small amount just in case I was going to get stopped out. Would have loved to get into a bigger position, but it happened very fast, guys. Okay, so anyway, Mexi, guys, absolutely loving this platform right now for trading. This is a swing trade, so I've opened another account for my scalping and day trading, obviously, till I get sorted out with Bybit, basically, because some of you people cannot use, depending on where you live in the world, you cannot use Bybit at the moment. But overall, Mexi is definitely a great alternative, and I'm absolutely loving Mexi. It is great. It has the lowest fees out there, so great alternative from Bybit. I'm absolutely loving it, guys. There is an insane bonus that you can claim on Mexi. This is the one that I am trading right now for the last week. Till I get Bybit sorted out. But, I'm obviously been trading on Bybit for the last 4 years and I absolutely love it. So for the moment, this is the alternative that I have right now. And you do get a great bonus of $20,000, guys, depending on what you deposit. Of course, you need to follow the rules. You have the link down below in the description that will take you to this page, okay, to get into the bonus, right? Also, you have Bybit down below. If you can trade on Bybit, for me, is still the number one. There's been no problems with Bybit at all and been trading there for over 4 years now. So unfortunately, I cannot trade there for the moment going, but $30,000 on Bybit and $20,000 on Mexi, where they do have the lowest fees, which is very, very cool for all of those scalpers and day traders out there. So let's dive in right away with Bitcoin, guys. Then I'll go through the comment section. I want to do too many things at the same time, but I can't. I wish I could, but let's go right away with Bitcoin because, hey, it would have been nice to actually come down to claim this low, because there was some things that, was mentioned in the Legends community. I mean, it would have been nice. There's no doubt that I see this high being claimed over here. This was not an easy, long decision having this low down there to be claimed. So no doubt with this price action, I do see a high chance of it rallying to 28,800. This is the dead cat bounce high. It's definitely a possibility, but personally not interested in chasing the price right now on this long. Would have been nice to get in at lower levels. Now, let's analyze a little bit with Fibonacci what happened yesterday, because we do have the massive wick high and the massive low here from the dump coming all the way down from the start of the pump. So when we had this dead cat bounce, we had here the rally coming all the way up to $28,800. Something curious is when we do take a look at Fibonacci from the pivot high of the massive pump from the fake news to the pivot low, we tapped here to perfection that 382 Fibonacci, just tapping the level and getting the rejection. It's a classic dead cat bounce target, to be honest. When you do take a look at a lot of dead cat bounces, from a major drop, or a major pump, the 382 is a classic level for a possible test and a retrace. So we tapped that level very, very nicely and got this rejection move. Now, just based on Fibonacci, we can see here the pivot low of the movement down to the dead cat bounce high. We can see the retracement coming all the way down to the 61865 Fibonacci, getting that beautiful bounce here very early Central European time, and then moving up here all the way up to the 61865 Fibonacci as well, not managing to get above the daily open, right? We have a daily open right over here very early this morning Central European time, and we can see Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low. We can see that 618 getting the rejection and actually creating, that swing failure pattern from these highs, claiming that liquidity from this consolidation from yesterday, right? That lower high that moved down, kind of wick up and then wick back down, getting that 618 as rejection. So obviously definitely an acceptable short position. Something that we were taking a look here with the Legends that is probably not going to happen. It might, but it probably not. That is a Gartley pattern. We can talk about it because right now we do not have that plan. It's a Gartley pattern. This was mentioned by Tortuga, one of the Legends, shout out to him, because it's definitely, it's definitely is a Gartley pattern. When we do take a look at the low here to the high of this drop right there, to the 618 Fibonacci, basically this low over here, and this high also the 61865, slightly above, getting that consolidation at that level, looking for that possible retrace here to the 78 Fibonacci. Something curious about this zone is, it is very strong support. The reason why it was being proven to be resistance, right, yesterday before we had this massive rally, that's the 27,950, and it's also a high volume node, right? Something that we can talk about here on the stream, as it's probably not going to play out, even though if we do come down from here, it's still a possibility. So overall, free trade possibility from the Legends here on YouTube. We talk about different scalping scenarios. We're going to talk about some more here in the next coming minutes. So yeah, this is definitely a possibility. When we do take a look at the volume profile, the highest volume node, the point of control from October, guys. The point of control from October. We know where the point of control from September was, guys. Do you know where the point of control from September was? Anybody knows? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Point of control from September. Point of control from September. Point of control from September, guys. Let me know. Point of control from September was down here at 26,600 range, okay? 26,550 and 26,600 range, right? That was the point of control of September. So we know those monthly point of controls, even though we're still in October, they are very important, right? September price action, bang, this is where we bounced and had this massive rally. So zooming out here, when we do take a look at October's price action, we are taking a look at the volume profile since the 1st of October right over here. We can see that point of control is exactly at $27,900 range. that is a level that has been respected yesterday as resistance, also as support when we did get that volatility, right? So we got that major drop, not managing to pierce through the 27,900, just pumped, dumped $200 and then got this automatic dead cat bounce rally. So we know that level is support. We know that most of the times this massive pump and dump scenario gets partially filled, right? Or maybe entirely filled. We do not know if it's going to rally massively. It's unlikely, but it gets partially filled. We've only come up to the 382. It's an acceptable retracement already. Okay, there's no real strategy of, it's going to get filled, it's going to happen. No, it's probabilities, and most of the times they do get partially filled, right? These massive, wicks on the higher time frame. So leaning on that side, if the price were to give us that possible opportunity, I mean, of course, this would still be valid as long as you don't get above, even though you're still beneath this low, you could create another high right there, another lower high, sorry, and it would move just to here, right? It would still be a valid Gartley pattern. So we need to, as soon as it gets above the 28,800, then obviously it is not valid. It's not a harmonic, but nevertheless, it still could retrace down there. So it's very much an interesting level, and it's a level where I think people are very much aware that the price is a little bit bullish and that we could go to high levels in the short term. But what would be nice would be the price actually dropping a few $100s, getting slightly beneath $28,000 to actually hit that big major level, claiming this low from early this morning, right? It would be absolutely beautiful. Create that kind of failed auction from that support level and then get the rise. It would be definitely the ideal scenario here to get into the long. Getting into a long right there was a bit of a, it was not easy. It was not easy to take a long decision here at this level, to be honest. On the lower time frames, you could see that kind of double bottom scenario. Would be nice to create that low here, create that double bottom. These are the levels that we love to trade. Basically, this is the kind of price action that we love. And if you claim the low, even better, right? If this would have happened, then it's like bang, jump into the long. We're not moving lower, bang, 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 and then move up. We're just a few dollars off in claiming that low, but obviously that wick here on the lower time frame, this kind of hammer candlestick, if you call it that way, gives a little bit of a sign of, hey, this can actually, get a rise. It would be nice to claim that low, to be honest, for me to take that long position. But it did not happen. We're getting the rise right now. So let's, there is definitely still that possibility that, we might be creating still lower high right there, and then we're going to start moving down. If we do take a look at this pivot and this pivot, this is trending down here in between yesterday and today, so it might have a chance here of getting resistance and coming down. It's possible. I'm really not interested in shorting this range. This would be a much better long decision for me for that harmonic, and this would be targeting 28,800. So you've got a really nice potential rise here if that were to be the case. It's definitely a really nice long position, no doubt. Big support, big confluence at that zone with that really nice harmonic pattern formation at the moment. All right, the moment you start breaking through here and claiming this high, then that was just a bunch of drawing on the chart that it doesn't mean anything. And so anyway, let's go right away through the comment section, say hello to the community. Very important to interact with the community, obviously, for these live streams. Philip, how you doing, my man, from France? Press the like button, number 2. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you very much for the support. Singularity, hello, how are you doing? Nikki, brother, up or down, guys? I'm going to say short term, extreme short term. There could be a possibility moving down, giving us that chance for a rise. But overall, I think claiming 28,800 is very likely to happen in the next 24 hours, right? That is kind of going to be my target zone. Would it be nice to get another leg down and claim this low? That is when I'm going to start feeling, that is the best entry point. But sometimes Bitcoin does not do what it wants you to do, so it's just we take a look at the next level of trade, right? If I have a plan down here, but this plan does not happen, then I have to have a plan up here or up here, right? Then we need to have several plans on the chart. Just like yesterday, I had a plan here at, this possible double top and got stopped out instantly with this rise. And then paying attention to this pump, where is this pump going to stop? The next level that I was looking for a reaction or a rejection was that weekly level at $29,280 approximately. There was no rejection, no reaction. We just flew through that level, and then it was like, okay, wow, this is looking powerful. This is my next level right there. We reject from here, I'm entering the short. We rejected, and obviously, yeah, it would have been nice to short 30,500, but you're basically shorting kind of a bit too high, right? You want to reject from a major solid level, and the most solid level was that $30,400 monthly level. So we rejected, jump into the short, and now we're down here. So let's go right away. Continue. What's up, crypto legends? Smash up that like button. Mark Dutch, I absolutely love you, my man. You are the man. The only serious podcast I look forward to watch, says Joachim Vincent. Wow, thank you very much. I'm glad you like the analysis and the approach of the chart on Bitcoin mainly. I would like to take a look at some other charts, such as the DXY and the S&P 500, if we do get a few minutes afterwards. Hello, my teacher, Aditya. Aditya is absolutely ripping. He's been following me for over a year now, and he's sharing stuff on DMs to me that I'm like, wow, very, very impressive analysis and setups and trades, of course, that he is taking. So shout out to you, Aditya. Great job on your journey, on your trading journey. You're doing absolutely wonderful. What's up, guys? Tony, hello. Relief, 20th like, smash from Chicago. Hey, thank you very much for joining from Chicago. Pac-Man, hello. Finished early today. Happy I caught the live. Hey, Pac-Man, thank you, my man, for joining. Greetings, Andy the GOAT of trading. Do you think that Cointelegraph tweet was intentional? Whew. Yeah, I mean, we can speculate all day on that. We can speculate all day, and was that an inside job? Supposedly, some insiders made a few million based on that massive pump. So I'm gonna say yes. Why would you do that? Where did he get the information? Whoever posted, whoever's responsible for that, posting that massive news that can influence thousands or tens of thousands of people, even hundreds of thousands. Even millions, right? Well, not millions, basically, is people not paying too much attention to Bitcoin and crypto nowadays still. Yeah, I mean, this, for me, I would say, if you ask me, what do you think? Was it a proper mistake? Was it an accident? I'm going to say no. If you ask my opinion, I'm going to say no. There's been somebody cheeky that wanted to take advantage of the people, and was already in a massive leveraged long position, and he had the access to actually post one of the biggest crypto news websites, basically social media platforms, which is Cointelegraph, and say, if I tweet this or if I post this news, I'm going to have a massive influence on the price, and I can long with a high leverage and make a huge massive amount of cash. So it's pretty obvious. Where would you get that fake news from? So definitely, for me, well, definitely, I personally think that it was it was definitely intentional. It's an insider job situation. So that's my opinion on that. Andy won't measure it, so we just tell her it's 9 inches. What are you guys talking about? Oh my goodness. Guys, we cannot talk about this here. Sound is good. Okay, cool. Stop loss saved my ass on the way up. Re-entered on the way down, says Relief. You're the man. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I got stopped out on a short yesterday as well. So it is what it is. But, imagine the people that do not have stop losses or are trying to, or there's maybe a lot of people shorting already at this range or have limit shorts here, right? I don't know. This thing about limit orders and, stuff like that. These are kind of the events that absolutely wreck all of those people. And you can see that, we can see the millions of dollars of liquidation. So there are people that have lost a lot of money yesterday. And why is this? Because of irresponsible trading. when you're trading, you don't do irresponsible trading. You can blow your account in a matter of minutes. This is a blow off account event. So this is why we always set our stop losses and good risk management, and we don't add to our position and do stuff like that, guys. You know, this is just this is how you get burned. This is, you know, this was not good for a lot of people yesterday, but anyway, I hear you. Right, Bernie sent me here, says Dixon. Smash up the like button. Music made me stay. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Greetings, Splash Fire. How are you doing? Drum and bass, calling my dealer as we speak. Come on, guys. This is not serious. Much love from Boston. Maz, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Wick Pumpy Action matters. Yes, Wick Pumpy Action. Get your wick out of my face. DXY going wild today. DXY going nuts, says Felipe. Let's take a look at DXY. Why not? I do have DXY here somewhere. And supposedly DXY going nuts. Down or up? DXY is forming. Oh, it did get a pretty nice rejection now, just the last hour. So it pumped, it dumped. There is a little bit of a bearish momentum here. You can see it's kind of a bit of a head and shoulder scenario, right, on the DXY. I mean, if the DXY would be ready for a corrective move in the next coming weeks, it could give a chance to Bitcoin to get a significant rally. You know, let's just say that is definitely possible. Maybe short term, nothing is going to happen. But if we start forming this kind of formation and then start dropping, you know, this is very, very toppy price action on the DXY after a major multi-monthly rally that it's had. So, yeah, I'm in doubt here a little bit with the DXY, to be honest. You know, we're kind of back testing a daily level. It is, you know, a level that has proven to be resistance. You got this rise, failed auction event, and then you come in here and you're topping out a little bit. So, you know, there could be a bearish event here for the DXY in the short term. To be honest, we need to understand that this, you know, until we actually have a successful breakdown beneath these lows, then obviously this is still trending to the upside. This was a massive big fake out from this low. Nevertheless, it was a lower low, you know, internally here, you know, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. Even though it was a failed auction, swing faded pattern, if you wish, you had that rise here to the upside. So I'm a little bit neutral here on the DXY, leaning a bit bearish. I do see the possibility of this actually, you know, having a corrective move in the coming weeks. If that were to be the case, obviously Bitcoin has a chance to rally a few $1,000s, and we are going to be completely wrong based on the, you know, this on Bitcoin, right? You know, based on a lower high created here. There is a bit of doubt. There is a bit of doubt here on the DXY. Obviously, that would be only short term. I'm still bullish mid-long term on the DXY. I think this pump has not finished, and we are likely to rally here for the next coming months, whether we do get that corrective move. It does look bullish here for me for several months. Right, let's continue. 81 million in liquidation, says professional crypto trading. Yes, 81 million. Absolutely crazy. We've seen bigger liquidation events. It wasn't that much of a liquidation event. You know, we've seen even $1 billion in liquidation. I'm not sure what, you know, I think this drop over here on Bitcoin was much more of a liquidation event. I think we were close. I think it was about 500 million only on Bitcoin and 500 million on altcoins or something like that. So it was $1 billion in long liquidation, sorry. So this was I remember it was about $1 billion, right? $1 billion in crypto liquidations, and I think it was just Bitcoin was 500 million. So compared to this one, 80 million, you know, it was not that big, right? Compared to this drop back in the 17th of August. But still, it's a lot of money, right? Hi, brother. Kulin, how are you doing? Wrecked rip. Amen. Yes. Amen. We've had that few seconds of silent for all of those people that got wrecked, which is very, very, Very sad, very sad. I do not want anybody to get wrecked. I don't want my community, but this is a zero sum, right? Game where, you know, your money needs to come to my pocket and my money needs to go to your pocket, right? Whether you right or wrong, it's the game, it's how it works. So where there's always a winner, there's always a loser here in the trading game. So went short at 29,469. My bottom cheeks so tight that I wrinkled my leather chair seat. Philip, come on. Good afternoon, Andy. BTC is doing what it should do in October, building towards the next run up. Yeah, I mean, mate, no doubt I'm bullish short term, but I don't see this rally breaking the highs here. But yeah, no doubt that we are bullish in the short term. Let's talk about the possibilities here, right? Because if this were to be, I mean, this is a perfect rise here, B wave rise, right? Because if this, let's go here with the basics, right? If this were to be a B wave rise, and then we're looking for a movement down here in the next coming weeks, I think there's probably a lot of people talking about this. I'm not sure if a lot of people are talking about the bullish case scenario, which is basically an ABC flat. Sorry, my bad. ABC flat right over here, right? Sorry, what am I doing? From here, ABC flat. I'm not sure if some people are talking about this scenario and this being bullish, but what makes more sense for me is not the bullish one. But anyway, sometimes what doesn't make more sense is the one that's going to play out. But this is what makes more sense. So the thing about this movement, the retracement, Fibonacci pivot high to the pivot low, it almost kind of tapped the 7-8. I would still be looking for another short. If I get stopped out, I would still be looking for a short here if we were to claim this high over here again, the high of the wick, right? Because yeah, I still believe so that this is going to create a lower high, and the 7-8 Fibonacci would be that kind of ultimate level for this retracement on the ABC, right? Because if not, you're just going to create another yearly high. So on the spot exchanges, we did not hit the 7-8. On the futures ones, yes, we did. But I would still be interested because this could be a massive event as well that we need to be ready, right? Who knows? We might get an epic short squeeze of a massive rise, stopping all of those shorters that they think they're smart, right? And then, you know, and then get the drop, right? Relatively fast, right? So it's something that we just need to be ready for. I do see it a possibility. So we just need to be ready for how is this high going to be claimed. But there is definitely a chance of it breaking as well. So we just have to be very, very careful and realize what kind of rejection happens. If there's no rejection, obviously there's no short to be taken. And new yearly highs is on the horizon, right? On the verge of happening. But it's definitely an option here that it's a plan that we should write on our trading plan book, saying, you know, the BlackRock news high, we should mark that level just in case we wick above it and then come back down, basically creating that double top scenario. It's a plan, guys. It's always a plan. It is always, you know, a possible plan that you're going to wick above that level, right? Just to imagine that you do create this choppy action right there inside of this range, and then you get the rise, and then you get the movement down. So this is something similar to this, right? Where you get the move up, you get the move down, choppy, and then you hit that level. You're thinking that you're going to go higher, and then you get the retracement down. So we need to be very cautious on how we're going to test that top, because it definitely could be a plan. I personally think that it won't be even reached, but if it is, I have a plan. I have a plan, and I have good risk management. So we'll be paying attention to that here in the coming days, right? I don't think I don't think it's likely to happen. You know, I think the price will find a topping range here at some point from this movement down. I think this is a start of a major larger move to the downside. So if we do rise here, I do see this as there is a possibility of creating kind of an ABC structure here on higher time frames. I mean, there is definitely more complex wave counts, but I do see this dead cat bounce kind of as an A wave, a B wave. If we were to rise from this point, I do see this as a C wave that is going to top out at some point. I mean, there's obviously more complex counts here on the lower time frames to analyze, you know, what are the possibilities, but just keeping it easy and basic and understanding that, you know, from this pivot high to the pivot low, we do have 50% right there, which would be an acceptable corrective move if we are going to start some waves here to the downside. And what makes more sense here is that this is one wave and that we are in the formation of a two wave. This move is very corrective. Whether it does get a rise here to 29k, it is still corrective compared to the movement down. So there's something that we need to be paying attention here in the next coming days. You know, that rise to 29k potentially. How are we going to, you know, what kind of price action is going to be created here? Because I am very well interested in retaking that short. So it would have been absolutely wonderful to get into a long at the 618 right there. It would have been nice to get this drop here to get into a better long, but you know, however, it's not happening. So it seems like that we are going to go higher from this point. It does look like we're currently hitting the daily open right now, and we're also hitting the lower high resistance. If we do break out from this point, it's going to be looking quite juicy for Bitcoin. There is a level that hasn't been tested here, which is the previous day value area high, guys. Previous day value area high has not been tested, and it's on our way, you know, it's on the way in getting tested right now. We do get the session volume profile. Previous day value area high. We're just about to, you know, we are testing the lower high resistance from the price action. You know, there is a possibility in rejecting from this level, but also in breaking through. Will the previous day value area high hold as resistance and get a massive drop? There could be a possible shorting scenario here. Of course, we want to be staying cautious with shorts, no doubt, because we are aware of price claiming this high over here and even going higher. So we want to take shorts as scalping or as a day trade. And we want to be very, very cautious with our risk. But previous day high is kind of in confluence with today's high right over here for a possible rejection. However, we'll be breaking a little bit of lower high resistance, and we're very much aware of this not getting a pretty decent pullback. So we just need to be a little bit careful with this zone. Because I'm very aware of this high being hit. There's high probability in this high being hit. So not the best level for me to take any trade here. It is lower high, but yeah, for me it's not I would prefer to see a possible quick rejection. The quicker it is, the better, from this high to manage risk and getting resistance from the previous day value area high. Right now, it is a rejection point, as it is hitting lower high resistance, and it's also hitting the daily open. Daily open, there was a great short position today, which was basically this movement to the upside, hitting the 618 Fibonacci, pivot high to the pivot low right there, and failing to break the daily open, which is this white horizontal line that I do have on the chart, and basically creating that kind of liquidity grab above these lower highs. You know, classic range, claim lower high with Fibonacci, daily open, rejection, and then start moving down here to get to the lows. So yeah, decision point right now. I would not want to speculate on a short here because I'm aware of the breakout, but I'm aware of the failed breakout as well from this high and these lower highs, right? Could be a liquidity grab. and then you get that movement down, then what could happen is that you are going to come all the way down here, and you will be forming, that would be your pivot level. It's probably going to hit the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low, almost tapped it. So it is definitely a possibility. It's going to be a bit risky, of course. You're going to have to manage your risk very well, because we are aware of that pump to claim 28,800. So if you're trying a short attempt here, yeah, you need to be aware that this high can be hit, and there is high probability in this high being hit. So you just want to manage your risk with very, very tight stop loss, low leverage, low capital, and speculate on this possible movement down to claim these lows, then to find the bottom formation and get the rise. We could still be very much rangy, because we had a lot of volatility. When we have these volatile days, you usually range trade for a few days. So it's only been 24 hours since that big major pump and dump. So we need to understand that, hey, we might be ranging here a little bit. So it's very much an acceptable scenario. So then you would be forming another lower high formation right there, where you do have the pivot low from the drop to the dead cat bounce high to this low here, which is the 61865 range of consolidation. I mean, the ultimate low is the 6.8 on the Fibonacci, but you could hit the 7.8 Fibonacci right there, hitting that previous day value area high, and then get the movement down here in the next coming hours to complete this Gartley pattern at this crucial support level, where you could get a nice bounce. So let's leave it as this alternative is definitely possible. I like it because we have previous day value area high in confluence with this pivot high and this pivot low, right? So it does give the possibility in claiming that liquidity above this high over here, and rejecting from the 7.8, creating a failed breakout from this high. Previous day value area high is there also as resistance. So there's a bit going on here. This level is pretty important. 28,650 zone, give or take $10-20 up and down because of volatility, but it's a possible rejection level. So yeah, let's just see if that does happen. Very hard to take a short decision here, to be honest. It's not enough for me having this high very close to it. Very much understanding of a potential breakout, but it is getting resistance, no doubt. It's the daily open, and that daily open is providing the resistance, but I'm just not comfortable in taking a short here. To be honest, not that comfortable. I want to get only in high probability trades. It is failing to move up. Andy's style of teaching is very effective. Props to him. Thank you very much, Snorlax. Thank you. Daily open retest here, says Nick. Right, daily open retest here. Yeah, it is retesting the daily open. 26,000 scam wick on Bitflex. No way. Are you sure? Wow, this is not good. I would have to check on that. I would have to definitely check on that. Scam wick down to $26,000. This is not good. Not good, not good. Joe would have to get in contact with the Bitflex team to say, hey, this is unacceptable. But anyway, let's, it is what it is. I cannot get comments here of saying, there's a scam wick on Bitflex down to 26K. This isn't very unfortunate. We'd have to speak to the team. I remember back in the day when Bybit did have some scam wicks, guys, and they usually refunded most of the people, basically, if they did have these kind of wick events, right? So, I would personally get in contact with the support and say, hey, what's going on? Great as usual, Tony. Thank you very much. That's where I'm longing from, all the way up to $40,000, says Arbitrim. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there is... Imagine with the fake news. Imagine when it's real news. Imagine when it is real news and, we are going to get the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. This is no doubt bullish. This is no doubt bullish. You know, this high over here has a 90% chance in being hit at some point. So you obviously want to go with the trend, and the trend is your friend here in the short term for the last few days, and that is to the upside. And especially with this pump and dump scenario, we are very much aware that a significant amount of this wick is going to get filled in the next coming days, whether that is today, tomorrow. So sometimes I need to back up through your videos and set up my volume profile like yours, says Relief. Okay. Father Time, thanks for joining, my man. Pratesh, a member for 22 months. Pratesh, thanks for joining here, the live stream. Andy, don't you find it difficult to trade without EMAs? I have never traded with EMAs, to be honest. There was an EMA that I used to use at the beginning of my trading journey, but yeah, no, I don't use them. It's just for me, they are a distraction. Yes, they do get, you know, the moving average that I use is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. That is the only moving average that I do use, the VWAP. For scalping levels, right? For take profits, for possible bounces with the other confluence. But 200 EMA, 21 daily EMA and stuff like that, yeah, no, this is just not. I don't need it. I don't use it for my trading. Andy doing his black shirt giveaway for the top commenter. Yes. Andy, 0.78 Fibonacci of a Gartley confluence with point of control from March to October. So, Andy, 7.8 Fibonacci of a Gartley confluence, says here Aditya, from the March. Wow, let's take a look at this. March to, wow, this is, wow, from March to October, point of control. So from March to October, point of control. March to October. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is also, well, exactly. That is also, that is also the thing. Very good. That possible Gartley pattern formation on the lower time frames, it's not only the point of control from October, it is the point of control from March to October, right? So, okay, cool. Yeah. It adds more volume to that range. I mean, this is why also this level got the dead cat bounce, right? If you are quick and you realize that, you know, this massive dump coming to the start of the pump was bounced exactly from the point of control from price action between March and October. Very true. Overall, it is a strong level. It is the October point of control as well, so we just need to take it into consideration for that possible bounce. Sweep up of these lows created today would be the ideal to get people bearish and then get the rise, claim that high, and then obviously whatever happens here, we would be looking for that another short position, and then that would be the ultimate level, in my opinion, that is going to get the drop. So there are some plans, there are some levels that we can take here on higher time frames. Hi Andy, how do you manage your stop loss in a trade? Well, the tighter it is, the better. The less you know, capital that you can risk, you know, and get, you know, trading is about protecting your capital as well, not only making gains. So for me, it is more important to think about my stop loss than my take profit. First of all, I will analyze the situation to see if it's worth the stop loss, and then take the trade, and then, you know, well, obviously, and then take a look at the take profit zone, and then take the trade. Obviously, there's always, on a trade, before you take it, you need to know where your stop loss is going to be and where your possible take profit zone can be. And obviously, you want most of the times, right, to be at least 1.5 to 1, 2 to 1 risk to reward. If more, then more. Obviously, we're looking for 3, 4 to 1. Even 5 to 1 risk to reward if you're looking for those swing trades, right? So this is bad. Are you sure about that, Svetoslav? yeah, higher time frame, okay? Higher time frame, it does look bad. This does not look bullish. There is the bullish case scenario. This has been a massive ABC flat. There is the the bearish case scenario. This does not mean that we cannot go up here to 29k and 29,500 in the coming days. This is not going to make me bullish whether we do get the rise here in the coming days. I want to let you understand that this could definitely be a head and shoulder structure, not the most beautiful one, but overall still very much valid, where you can top out at this range and then have the movement down to 24,800. That what makes more sense. Whether we do get a rally back up to 30k or not, I still think that this is a topping range and we are likely going to come down here in the coming weeks. That is my personal opinion. That is what I personally believe. We also have the the kind of a distribution scenario here when we do take a look at Bitcoin on the daily, right? It's just a pretty kind of not too obvious, but it's definitely a scenario. This is, we've had a massive rally. Distributions usually take a few months. They usually you usually take a look at them on the daily. So this does make sense that this is just a very, very topping range, and Bitcoin will not successfully get a rise to 31,800, which is the yearly high, and should be topping out. Of course, there's the other distribution event that we need to leave it as a possibility. What if, because there is still the possibility of this being an ABC flat, right? This could rise above 31,800 and then get the drop here in the next coming months, okay? Dropping beneath, right, $24,800. That is something that we definitely need to be paying attention. And obviously that would be looking at the schematic too. The moment you pump above this level and you lose this high, it is definitely a swing short opportunity. This reminds me of the price action back in 2021. This is definitely a schematic one on a Wyckoff distribution, and only this would happen if you do get that epic rejection. As we're pumping through, I would not say that it's going to drop. I will not be shorting as long as we are above 31,800. That is something to be clear, guys, okay? This is a difference, right? When we talk about scenarios, I do not short the pump, I short as price rejects. This is why my short position here on MEXC was at $30,150 approximately on average, because I did not short the pump. I was shorting as we were moving down. Okay, very important to understand this. So what we need to pay attention here, if this were to be a Wyckoff schematic 2, there is definitely an ABC flat corrective move here that could happen, right? Let me just get you that Wyckoff schematic 2 here possibility, and that is basically creating 3 tops, right? This is basically creating 3 tops right over here, and you can see here the first rally, over here the second one, creating that double top, and then you have here the third one, and it can be pretty choppy. So let's leave it as it's an option. It's an option. It's definitely an option, because a lot of people will be bullish as we arise from this level, guys. It's inevitable, right? When you break a high, you make a new yearly high. It's a natural, emotion that will come out. Hey, we're breaking highs here. This does look quite bullish. We might be moving up, but people are not aware of this possible schematic, right? Very similar to what happened here back in 2021, right? Where we do have these 3 peaks right there. And obviously, you're having 1, 2, and 3, and then you're getting a huge, massive corrective move. This one did follow the Wyckoff distribution here very, very nicely, as you can see. So this is not off the cards if we were to see a rejection from the $31,800. It is definitely not off the cards if we do see the rejection, creating that 1, 2, 3, and that would be the ultimate level here where the whales are going to sell all their Bitcoin, and there's going to be over leveraged short positions that are going to move the price down, claiming all of your liquidity kind of thing, right? So it's in the cards here that this is also a possibility. And then obviously there is the bullish case scenario where we just smash through and we just go to $40,000 and that will be that, right? And then all of this bearish analysis will be wrong, but that's what makes more sense. There are several scenarios here. I'm leaning with the one that that is the ABC structure right there, that we are going to form a lower high at some point here if this hasn't been the high already, and then start moving down to 24,800. Don't get me wrong here, as soon as we lose 24,800 is the zone where I would be obviously looking for some long positions. I would be starting to get ready here for a bottom formation to then look for the rise. That is my personal opinion. ETF gets approved, we'll throw all the TA out of the water. Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? You know, despite the spot Bitcoin ETF fake news, you know what? Do you know what? This level was very much a level that we talked many weeks ago. You know, it's just it's obviously it's like this monthly level down here, right? We got a monthly level at 23,134. We have talked about this level. It's a possible bouncing level. And if that level is hit and we get a reaction and a bounce from it, I will be ready to long it, okay? There's also more confluence, but it's a level that's just in the dust, right? It's too far away right now, so we don't talk about it. Same as the 30,440 monthly level over here, which has been in confluence with the point of control from this trading zone. Guess what? We rejected exactly from that level. So despite the news and the volatility and the TA thrown out the window, I was still following my TA. This is why I shorted right here this rejection on MEXC. I didn't care about the news or anything. I was ready for that level for a rejection. So yeah, TA out the window. Yeah, you say it. I'm still gonna trade based on my TA. But the levels are the levels, and they do get respected. So, no doubt that is definitely, it doesn't really matter. Levels are levels on trading. Double tops are double tops. And, whatever news happens, spot Bitcoin ETF, there's a lot of manipulation out there. But I'm definitely aware that the rally can be absolutely huge. But, hey, I was ready and prepared to wait for this level patiently. I was waiting for this one, but we blast through the level, so there's no short to be taken. And then as soon as we rejected from this level, I shorted, right? Who knows? We didn't still know if this, I didn't personally still know if that was fake news. The fake news, when I realized it was fake news is when we got the rejection. So yeah, I mean, it's still, it's a technical level to be rejected. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. This is why I did take that short position, guys. It was some of the legends, some of the people here on YouTube. We did talk about that level on YouTube before yesterday, talking about that level getting rejected at some point if we were to hit it, the possibility of getting rejection. Anyway, did take the short, not based on news, based on the technicals and being patient for the rejection. Guys, MEXC, for the moment, absolutely loving it. The fees are very low. If you are scalping and day trading, I think this is a good place to go and trade, because if you do get stopped out at break even many times, such as I do, sometimes you can pay quite a lot of fees, right? And for the moment, they are the number one, out there for, with the lowest fees. So I think for scalping, it's just, a great platform to use, to be honest. And, for swing trading, day trading, it doesn't really matter. A little bit of more fees on other exchanges doesn't really matter. So, you got MEXC with extreme low fees. I think it's a great option for scalpers. $20,000 worth of bonus can be claimed with the link in the description, guys. It's a deposit bonus depending on what you deposit. It's another way to support the channel. But you have those links, guys. MEXC here at the top, and you also have Bybit with that classic epic deposit bonus of $30,000. If you can use Bybit, it is definitely a great option, obviously. Bybit here, really good. Been many years in the industry. It's one of the top exchanges with the highest volume out there. So check them out, guys. great way to support the channel and for me to continue here on YouTube doing some analysis and taking a look at some levels and chilling out here with the community, which is absolutely wonderful. How the local CBD looking to you, Andy? Bearish forming. Right, let's take a look at the local CBD divergence right away here for Father Time. We're going to take a look at all of the futures exchanges and also my favorite, which is Bybit. Of course, they have a huge amount of volume, moving billions of dollars every 24 hours. So we're going to analyze here the CBD on all of the exchanges internally here locally. Looking at the 3-minute time frame, are we forming some bearish CBD divergence? Let me double check here. On all of the exchanges we're not, so let's take a look here at this pivot high. Internally we have this high over here, which is still creating a lower high. And we are creating lower highs on the CBD here internally, taking a look at today's price action. So let's just zoom out here a little bit and take a look at the other high. Obviously, this one is much higher. So internally, I do not see bearish CBD divergence. Maybe on Bybit, we are forming those bearish CBD divergence, which is obviously an exchange that we definitely want to rely on. And oh my goodness, it is actually creating some bearish CBD divergence, right? So we are creating on Bybit higher highs on the CBD. We've got some aggressive market orders trying to push the price up. Yeah, it is resistance. We do know it's a resistance zone. We've got the lower high resistance trend line. We do have the daily open currently failing to move up. So this could be the rejection point. We could be coming down from this point here, you know, to these lows. Definitely a possibility. I don't like it too much. You know, it is an acceptable trade. You know, how could you manage this? You know, just try and get in at the highest level possible, and you know, stop loss at at these highs. You know, it's yeah. I don't personally don't like it. I would prefer this high to be claimed, to be honest, and then movement down. The favorite one that I would want is this one. You know, this would definitely be the one, because there's so much confluence at this zone. And I would personally really like this level to get into that long position. Would be paying close attention here to the price action and try and manage risk very well. However, you know, we are currently beneath the daily, so it was very, very, very poor attempt in breaking out here. Still don't like it, but the best way you can try, you know, attempt a short here. No doubt if we do reject from here, these are the lows. This is the target. So the risk to reward is definitely worth it. The risk to reward is definitely worth it here, trying to get in at the highest level possible on this setup to come and eat up all of these higher lows. But obviously aware of hitting that high, hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci from this movement down, previous day value area high, and I would really prefer to try a short position here, whether you know, when you do get rejected from this high and you're rejecting from the previous day value area high and you're rejecting from the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low. It would be a little bit of a dodgy Gartley pattern here. You've got a bearish Gartley pattern inside of a possible bullish Gartley pattern formation. It's not the best looking one, of course, but this would be the case. You're almost coming up to the 7/8 here, so it's not the most beautiful. I mean, symmetrical would be like this, but I mean the consolidation is at the 61865, but it's yeah, I would prefer to have an attempt here on this, really, to be honest. Let's go right away. Might check MEXC, Jonathan. Hey, check it out. It's really good. I've been trading there for a week right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's really good. I like it. You know, I'm doing a bit more scalping now on that exchange, and I like it. The fees are very, very low. Market order is 0.01 fee, which is very low. Andy, BTC exactly rejected as you said. Yeah, these are rejection levels, no doubt. Not as I said. I mean, I did say that, you know, it's a level of resistance. It's not my preferred level to take a short. I would prefer a quick rise up and a failed move here above this high. That would be like, the faster it is, the better. So just jump into a market short, and then you could possibly see the market, rejecting from this level down to these lows. That would be the ideal scenario for me. However, we are aware of this breaking through, no major reaction here at the zone, and just moving up here to this high. Then obviously no short would be taken, because I cannot manage my risk here shorting the pump at this level. I would have to see the rejection at that zone so I can jump into the short, bang, and stop loss, right? And obviously targeting the zone, and the risk to reward then is huge. But if we are above that level, the short would not be taken, which is the previous day value area high, of course. Yeah, stay cautious. I signed up for MEXC 200x leverage and in a second, and 1 second chart. Lol. Yes, it's pretty epic. I haven't tested 200x leverage. I don't think I will. I'm not sure where your liquidation is going to be. Is it like $20 from the price action? No, it has to be something like $50, right? I think 100x leverage is about $150, $200 away from the BTC price. So a 200x has to be in between $50 and $100, right? If you do the math. I haven't checked it really. But yeah, MEXC has 200x leverage, which I think is a little bit insane. You can use 200x leverage if you know how to get in at the right moment. Because just say here with this pump, obviously if you let's take a look at the lowest time frames where we don't have any type of rejection. Whoever's trying to short this with a 200, 100 or 50x leverage, it's just going to get burnt. You do not short a pump like this. This is the 3-minute chart. You have a 3-minute candle here of over $1,000. So yeah, if you know how to use it, you could 200x as you are rejecting, and you're going to be fine. You can use a 300x if you want. This is why I had a 60x leverage, and I was just waiting patient for the rejection, the proper rejection from that level. But you can see that you shorting the pump here, if you have any shorting attempts in fighting the trend, I think, I want to believe that most of the people don't do that, but I think a lot of people do so. You can use the 200x leverage if you are getting it in the right moment. So you can 200x here as you reject, right? Either here, or even here. It doesn't matter. You still be safe. You still are safe. But you just need to get in as the price moves with you, not against you, with you. The dangerous thing is fighting the trend. So you do not want to short the rise, because you will get liquidated, burnt, lose capital. Then you don't want to move against it, you want to move with it. So if you move with it, yeah, you can 200x if you can have an attempt in doing it and instantly protect. Obviously that is definitely a possibility. This is why I was waiting patiently for the proper rejection. So anyway, let's take a look here at the current price action on lower time frames, and there's not much more to analyze here, to be honest. My levels of interest here, to be honest, would be this one and this one here. We're just about $50 away from my next level of interest. Sorry, $100 approximately. I mean, if it rejects from here and moves down, then I would let it be it. But it's just not a great level to short, because it's you're looking to get stopped out if you're having your stop losses here, right? And that would be the moment that I would personally look to enter a short position. Anyway, going back to the CVD divergence, we're going to take a look at the CVD divergence right away here on, and then I'll go through the comment section. 300x, yes. Hi Andy, can you explain the funding fee on MEXC? Heard it's expensive if you hold a trade long term. Well, the funding fee on MEXC, I haven't actually even taken a look at the funding rate. It's probably cheaper on Bybit. I haven't even checked the funding fee on Mexi. Where is it? But yeah, usually on Bitcoin, it's relatively low. Usually on Bitcoin now, they are very, very low because there's a lot of people trading Bitcoin, longs and shorts. But it shouldn't be extremely high. I mean, for altcoins, yes, you can trade an altcoin and the funding fee might be 1%. And basically, in a matter of 5-6 days, you're basically paying more than the amount that you're risking. So swing trading on altcoins is definitely not a great option because the funding fees can be very, very spicy. They're usually very low on Bitcoin. On Bybit, Mexi, they are usually quite low. So, yeah. Guys, before we go through the CVD, guys, very important, very insane indicator to use for probabilities and price action. We're going to go through some higher time frame CVD, okay, to look at bullish or bearish CVD divergence. So stay tuned. But first of all, I need to give a shout out to the K app, guys, because right now they are available on over 160 countries, guys. This is absolutely epic. They are working very hard. They are moving forward. So many big things happening in the bear market. Bear market is for building, and they are building big time. The K app web is available at the moment, so you can use the web here for, you know, switching crypto and also euros. Something epic about the K app is that they do have IBAN live, meaning that, you know, you can get paid, right? If you have your job, instead of getting into an average bank account, then you can use the K app also to pay bills. You can use the K app to pay bills because they have an IBAN. And, you know, if you are getting paid and you say, I want to get, you know, if someone's sending you cash and you want to buy crypto with that cash, you know, great option obviously would be, you know, the K app. You can get the cash being sent on the IBAN number on the K app. Switch it to crypto very, very easily. You can send euros to euro for free and instant, which is absolutely phenomenal, worldwide. This is crazy. I can send, you know, euros worldwide, you know, 2,000 miles away from my home, instant and for free. Also, they have the swap engine that you can, you know, if you send me euros, I'm swapping it directly. I've got a swap engine that is automatically converting it to Bitcoin with the lowest fees out there. You know, absolutely phenomenal, guys. They are moving forward. The debit card is coming out very, very soon as well. So I'm very excited for that. Obviously, spend your crypto gains from trading using the K app Visa card that is coming very, very soon as well. Big things coming here. They are accepted in 160 plus countries out there. So check it out, guys. You have the link in the description. If you haven't got the K app on your phone yet, check it out, guys, because, you know, you just need to save your contact from your friends, from your family, and you can send euros, you can send crypto. If it's the same pair, it's for free and instant. You know, it's absolutely wonderful. I've been using the K app many times. It's a payment system. So, you know, it's absolutely wonderful. You know, I think they are doing a great job, and I'm really impatient right now to see the crypto debit card. I want the crypto debit card to happen, but there's a lot of regulation and there's a lot of stuff going behind that. Of course, you cannot get a crypto card in a matter of a few weeks. So hopefully that is going to come very soon as well. Check it out, guys. You have the KASTA K app down below, okay, in the description, the link, okay, to download. You do get 200 KASTA tokens if you deposit $20. You have it down below, guys. Check it out. It is a free application and you can test it out. It works absolutely phenomenally. It's really good. Liquidation for short formula. 1 + 1 200 x price of the token. Yeah, I mean, obviously there is the percentage. I know how to calculate it. You don't I do think that is for the people in the comment section, but yeah, basically if the price moves 1% and you're using 100x leverage, then that is your liquidation price, right? Basically, so 1% move on Bitcoin using 100x, you know, it would be a 0.50% move. So if I am entering, yeah, I know the calculation of leverage, so if the price moves, so say I enter at $28,000 And from $28,000, we get a rise of 0.5%. And I'm shorting at $28,000, for example. So it's $139. So if you're using a 200x leverage, in the case of Bitcoin, your liquidation should be approximately round about $139. It could be less because exchanges, they want to protect themselves. They're not going to give you more. They will give you less, if anything. So it might be, $10, $20 less. But that is the kind of average. It would be round about $130, $140 as a liquidation if you're using 200x. And 100x is 1% of the price, right? So that would be to about 200 and, well, in the case of $28,000, of course, right? Because the percentage changes, but we're talking about $28,000. So if you were to short at $28,000 with 100x leverage, your liquidation price being 1% of the move would be around about $280 on average. I think it would be a little bit less because the exchanges do, they're not going to give you more, right? Or the exact level. They would actually reduce it a few dollars more. So how much time do you think you pass on the you pass on the charts per day? I'm going to say an average of about 5 to 6 hours potentially. I mean, I'm obviously doing other things while I'm on the computer, but I always have the charts open. The charts are always open, but yeah, you could arguably discuss. Some days it might be 2-3 hours. Some days it might be 6-7 hours. It really depends. It really depends. Andy, wasn't the news claimed to be the work of a hacker? So you think it's a Cointelegraph themselves? It's by Cointelegraph themselves. I personally think so. This is my own opinion. Of course, I could be totally wrong on this. But if you want my opinion, I think it was an inside job, guys. I think it was hey, why don't we put this news out, right? Maybe from 1 or 2 people, hey, we can actually do a 100x long position, right? And obviously the price is going to pump drastically, right? So let's just do it. It definitely could be the possibility. Then they come up with, we're really sorry, it was a mistake. Yeah, where did you get that information? First of all, who provided you that information? Give me the date, give me the exact time, so you can prove that it was a mistake from another source, right? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I haven't checked the reason, what's happened basically, but maybe there has been. Have they proved where they did get the news from? Why was it a mistake? Let me know, guys, if anybody knows that in the comment section. Should we take a short? There's a better shorting level, I think, if we do reject from this point. Of course, it's going to be looking like a breakout from a lower high resistance, right? But I am aware of this high being hit, guys. So if any shorts are taken, it would be with extremely good risk management, and we'd have to see a proper rejection from that previous day value area high and this high of today. Today's high, it would have to be a clear rejection from that level. Then I would take the short. I don't like this level for a short. It's like, come on, yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it with this high here. But yeah, it's still lower high resistance. You kind of at the daily choppy. It is still the 618 Fibonacci from this pivot high of the dead cat bounce to the pivot low of this morning. It's still the 618. It's the choppy action, lower high, but it's kind of building up, right? If it would have been rejected, the more you stay around here in kind of this consolidation, the less I like it, right? I like a level being hit and then start, if you get one pullback, that's fine, but then start moving down. Don't hit the level and start, dancing around here for a long time, because for me, it's kind of a build up for a movement up. It should have rejected already. I want the level to be hit and reject. Level hit, maybe a quick little bounce and then move down, but not this building up. The longer it stays here, the worse it looks, in my opinion. Of course, I like consolidations, but I like these kind of consolidations, kind of movement down, retrace, then move up. A movement down like this, then you move down to that level and then up. but not such a large consolidation like this. You know, it gives you less probabilities, but it's still resistance, of course. And you could cheeky coin telegraph. Yes, they were very cheeky. There was a lot of influencers, a lot of, you know, Twitter went absolutely crazy for 10 minutes. And then obviously after 20 minutes, then you were seeing the people saying, okay, it's fake news, it's not real. But it was pretty crazy because all of the crypto people were like really hyped up and really saying, wow, it's real, it's happened. You know, it's coming from Cointelegraph, which is supposedly a legit cryptocurrency news website, platform, social media, right? But yeah, apparently it was fake. So where they need to give some explanations now, guys. Do you know anything about it? Have they explained what happened? Who was it that created it? Who put the news out there? What happened? Did you short on this resistance? No, I didn't. I didn't short in this resistance. I have another account here on Mexi for my scalping. I did do a few scalps today. Not much, you know, just a couple of $100, but did a bit of scalping. I got this one as a swing short. You know, I think this short, it would have been nice for it to be a better position. I was waiting for that level to be hit many weeks, but it happened too fast. So I just had to use a small amount because I had high leverage, but nevertheless jumped into that short position. So, but yeah, did not short this. You know, your question here, did I short this? No, I did not short it. But it is a resistance point. The levels that I prefer, guys, that I would have an attempt is this high over here. Explained also on the stream, and also this low over here, and that's been explained as well. It would be nice to eat up these lows right there, bang, and that would be the possible long setup. I would only have an attempt long in the rise. You would have to hit that level here of 7/8 Fibonacci from the low to the high. And it also has a high volume node on the volume profile. It's basically the point of control in between March and October. So it's a big level, the 27,900 range. And obviously the faster it is, the better. So if we were to come down there very fast, very scary, and then suddenly start rising quickly, that would be the trigger point. I would long as we move up. Never fighting the trend. Never fighting the trend. Only getting into the bounce. I want to move with the price, the same direction as the price, not against it. That would be my zone here to take the long. So let's continue with the comment section. I heard it was an intern job. Who put it out and he had a trade? Yeah, there was a rumor out there that someone did actually trade and made a few $1 million on that pump. So yeah. Hey Andy, question for you. When the price hits a high or a low, you mentioned to wait for the rejection, but many times that rejection is so fast. Is it okay to jump in and have a manageable stop loss? Yeah, you need to be quick putting your stop loss as well. You know, putting a stop loss takes, 3-4 seconds, or, if you're very slow, you might take 10 seconds, but it's relatively quite fast. And if you do hit a high, if you do hit the high of your stop loss, you would have to and you haven't had time to put the stop loss, you would have to market close. A lot of people panic on that. Just close it if you haven't had time to put your stop loss. But usually 99% of the times you would have time on a level of a rejection if you are rejecting from that level. So it's a market order. 95% of my orders are market order. It's very rare. I can't even remember the last limit order that I did put on a chart, but usually they are market orders, most of the trades, because they are based on reactions, on quick wicks, especially these SFP levels, right? This was a market order. If you tried to short this with a limit order, I can tell you that you would be chasing it all the way down. If you're trying to catch this movement, right? After waiting for the rejection, confirming the rejection. This is why, why I do use market orders. I need to see the confirmation of a rejection. So if you're trying to limit order this rejection, I can already tell you, this has happened to me in the past, right? I want to get into a limit order because of the fees, right? Fees are cheaper with limit orders, and you're like kind of chasing the drop with the limit order, and then it's like, oh, the price it already dropped. Why didn't I just market order? So that's the main reason why, right? So thanks for answering my question. You're very welcome. You can enter a stop loss pre-trade. Absolutely, yeah, you can. You can set up your stop loss pre-trade. Always, yeah, for sure. You do have that option on all of the other platforms. You can see here, long stop loss, long, okay, short stop loss. Whether that's a market order or a limit order, right? You can set your stop loss. However, sometimes you don't know how far that wick can go. So sometimes you don't know, how far the movement up or down is going to be. So it's setting it in, you can basically set it on a level, and then once you reject, you do have the stop loss already set, and then you just move it with a bracket. So yeah, you do have the option always. On Mexi, you do have it here above your order, open short or open long. So yeah, you can set your stop loss before you enter the trade. Right, guys, would it be inappropriate for me to ask if you feeling okay, Andy? Oh, I haven't noticed you stuttering before today. Yeah, I'm feeling great. Should be getting some more sleep. So should be getting a little bit more sleep. I'm sleeping an average of 5-6 hours. You should usually, that's what they say, right? But I'm feeling a little bit tired today, for sure. So today I'm going to go to sleep at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, because I do wake up around about 6 o'clock in the morning. I've tried 5 o'clock in the morning, but yeah, that's too aggressive. 6 o'clock is just fine. So it's dangerous to not surely as may be a fake out. It's dangerous to not surely as it may be a fake out. Yes, for sure. That's nice of the viewer. Andy, do you set your stop losses at these SFPs after you enter? Yeah, usually after. I don't usually preset a stop loss. So, you usually have about at least 30 seconds, even though that, the swing failure pattern is not going to play out. You usually have, on average, at least 30 seconds before you get possibly stopped out. I mean, if the price does reject from a level and then you start pumping aggressively after 5 seconds, then obviously you would have to just instantly market order close, right? If it just moves above the high, then you just need to get out, right? Or move beneath, move above the low, basically, right? Same thing. If you move below and you haven't had time to set your stop loss, you just mark it, get out. After he just said it. Yeah. I usually put it after. I usually have time. I can't remember the last time which I didn't have time and I had to market close my stop loss. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining the stream. Hopefully you have enjoyed. We didn't take a look at DXY or S&P 500. S&P 500 does not look bad, to be honest. It looks pretty good. It managed very well here with this higher low support. It's still creating higher lows. It's holding the support level here. And it looks like that the S&P 500 does have a chance in, having a significant rise in the coming days and weeks. It still has a chance. It's an election year in 2024. And I don't know, it just doesn't look... It looks a bit of a topping scenario here, but it's holding very, very well. we did talk about this being a topping level very much. We talked about this being a right shoulder. This was a few weeks ago, detecting this right shoulder very well on the S&P, looking for that movement down to these. I made it. My man, I'm just about to leave. Been here over an hour. Felipe, see you in the Discord. Ask as many questions as you want. Of course, guys, you do have the Discord to join if you want those daily updates, possible setups on the lower time frames. That is where I do post some videos and information on the analysis here inside of the ranges before YouTube and before anybody. Of course, it's my own analysis where I'm looking for my next decision point. You have the Discord link down below as well. It is the third link, Legends Trading Community, guys. If you want to join for that more, lower time frame, possible setups for that scalp day trading scenarios, you have the Discord, guys. That is where I do provide the information, getting ready for my trading setups. Guys, thank you very much for joining. Hopefully you've enjoyed today. It's been a little bit of analysis, some levels here that can get respected. Smash up the like button on your way out if you've enjoyed today's stream, guys. We were going to do a Trezor giveaway, guys. I got a Trezor to give away. It's not going to be this one, of course. It will be one that will be, but it needs to be on a video. The video that I did post a few days ago that I was going to do a Trezor hardware wallet giveaway, and obviously it will be sent from the official website, okay? The video had to have over 1,000 likes. It just got 750 likes approximately, so it didn't reach the 1,000 likes. It almost did. I will do another video, and of course, if that does get 1,000 likes, I will be picking a random comment on a live stream and basically giving away a hardware wallet, guys. Keep your crypto safe. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.